with Cold Lake First Nations, I want to acknowledge that what we call Alberta is the traditional and ancestral territory of many people, presently subjects to Treaty 6, 7, and 8, namely the Cold Lake First Nations Dene, Blackfoot Confederacy, Kainai, Piikani, and Siksika, the Cree, Saulteaux, Nakota Sioux, Stoney Nakoda, and the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Métis people of Alberta. This includes the Métis settlements in the 6 regions of the Métis Nation of Alberta, within the historic Northwest Métis homelands. We acknowledge the many nations, Métis and Inuit, who have lived in and cared for these lands for generations. We are grateful for those traditional knowledge keepers and the elders who are still with us today, and those who have gone before us. We make this acknowledgement as an act of reconciliation and gratitude to those whose the territory we reside on or are visiting.
Welcome to the game between the Confederation Eagles and the Imperials West Wolves. Wonick wins the face-off, sends it down deep into Eagles territory. Bradley Wang after it. Bradley Wang sends it to the middle. Shot by Wonick. Gets deflected off a skate. Another shot blocked in front by Nyar. Brabble, rather. That shot is shot in on Benjamin Townsend, who covers for the whistle. Thomas Yu in to take the draw. Along the boards. Digging for it is Schmidt up against Partridge. Wang gets it near the boards. Chipped back by Caters. Caters over. Good stick by Partridge to get into that shooting lane. And it comes out to center. Kane moves it to Wang. Now it's back up in center and shot down into the Eagles' territory. Reed gets up to the blue line, and that puts the Wolves in offside. Holmes up to take the draw against Gerardo. Wanek. Shot intercepted by Daniel Yu. And that is flipped out. Nichols gets it to the line. Over for Towns. Giovinazzo, rather. And that is held by Samuel Elder. Gerardo gets the drop back to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo now. Backhand pass down. Daniel Yu gets it in the corner. Wanek behind the net. Daniel Yu back with it. Up the wall. Kane can't get it up. Anderson now. Cross ice into Wolves territory. Nichols. Over to McCutcheon. Giovinazzo. Get to the puck by Yu. Yu sends it to center. Anderson. Loses the puck to the side. Brought back to center by Twa. Shot by Giovinazzo. Goes just wide of the net. And retrieved in the corner. Gerardo pokes the puck off of the stick of the Eagles. And back with it is Bronwyn Trigger. Twa into the far corner. Yu sends it to the blue line. Caters now up on the left. Caters stops. Shot off the pad of Townsend. Brabble sends it down. Trigger gets to it. Brabble again. Ponto. Reed. And whistle as that was offside called. Draw gets back to Confed. Holmes poking it into the zone. Chipped out by Aiden Townsend. Nayar misses it at center. Nayar on the boards now. Back to Kellen Kane. Adair. Up through center. Puck gets hit back down to Wolves territory, and that is icing called on the Eagles with 15:44 remaining in the first period. Face off to the right of Samuel Elder. Kane behind the net. Goes up to Amadio Reed. Townsend. Offside for the Wolves. Reese Watton back to collect it behind the net. Loops behind. Up for Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo through the middle. Giovinazzo up the left side, poked away from him by Amadio Reed. Shot from the point by Ponto. That gets deflected in front. And out to the opposing end with it was Anderson. Anderson back with it. Long shot that goes wide of the net. Giovinazzo gets it back for Reese Watton. That shot goes off the glove of Townsend. Daniel Yu back for it. Banks it off the left boards in front of the Confed bench. Giovinazzo pokes it off the stick of Anderson. Rupra sends it back up. And Anderson down to the left point. Gerardo from behind the net. Rupra keeps it in. Gerardo back with it. This time Yu at the blue line. Dangles around the fence. Backhand shot. Knocked down by Townsend. And that will get the whistle. 13:37 remaining in the first period. Face off in the Wolves zone. Caters tries to get those shots in the net. McCutcheon grabs that, sends it up to Gerardo. Ponto behind the net. Caters sends it to the front, no one there. Gerardo tangles with Yu for it. Gerardo jams it up the boards, taken by Jonah Humphreys. And now into the zone is Twa. Twa tries a shot that ricochets off of Schmidt's leg. Caters behind the net. Trigger can't keep it in. Scuffle along the boards. And it is finally sent down into the Eagles zone. Yu around. Gerardo's there. Yu gets it up through center. Thomas Yu. And Bronwyn Trigger down in the corner with Caters. Twa banks it off the skate of Nayar. Twa back on the boards. Yu cross-eye speed to Nayar. And sent out by the Wolves. Kane up to center. Bradley Wang fighting with Holmes along the boards. Partridge gets it back to Wang. Bronwyn Trigger sends it to left center, and Kane will go back to get it. Bradley Wang in hot pursuit, knocks it down. Wang in the corner. Kane now. Nayar on the right wing comes to center. Tries to get around Wannick. Wannick gets it back to Wang. And it goes back for Reed. Wang gets that off Reed's stick. Reed back for it, sends it around for Edwards. And back for it is Scotland Adair. Loops behind her own net. Adair. Bradley Wang. Up for it. Aiden Townsend drags through the defense, but that rolls in on Samuel Elder, who covers up with 10:29 remaining in the first period. Face off to the right of Samuel Elder. There, gets it into the Eagles' end. Daniel Yu takes away a chance in front. Knocks Gerardo along the boards. In center for Jackson Giovinazzo. Gerardo. To Warnick in front. That goes over. Giovinazzo on it. Sent back in by Nichols. Giovinazzo digging at it. Gets pulled away by the Eagles. Anderson in. Taken away by Warnick. Rupra's there to send it back down to center. Giovinazzo bounces off his stick into the corner. Reese Watton at the point gets it down to Gerardo. Free lane for Giovinazzo, and that is stopped and held by Samuel Elder. That was Harrison Warnick with the shot, not Giovinazzo. Humphreys up for the face-off against Yu. Twa trying to keep it in. Twa to the center. Humphreys, long shot. Stopped and held by Elder. Face off in the Eagles zone. Humphreys. Shot, left pad saved by Elder on a deflected shot. Gerardo out to the blue line, held in there by Partridge. Long shot. Humphreys couldn't get a stick on it. Twa in the corner. Twa back to the line for Partridge. Another long shot that goes wide, the net into the corner. Gerardo goes back for it. Humphreys gets it to the front of the net, and that is pounced on by Elder for a whistle. Holmes after it on the right side. Taken away by Warnick. McCutcheon, rather. Townsend gets it past the blue line. And Kane goes back in the Eagles' end to get it. Bradley Wang in pursuit. Townsend. Can't get it from Holmes. Holmes in on the right, sends it over. Townsend deflects it behind. Amadio Reed in the corner. And Cooper Edwards will get it along the boards. Kane dumps it in, read out by Carter Ponto. Aiden Townsend loses the puck at center. Holmes back with it. Holmes across the blue line. Shot in on Townsend. Steers it to the corner. Bronwyn Trigger behind the net. Passes up to Bradley Wang. Wang going for it. Wang with a step on the left. Wang gets a shot off. Weak as it was blocked by the stick of the defender, and Elder covers for the whistle. 6:52 left in the first period. Face off back to Daniel Yu behind the Eagles net. Puck goes up in the air. Yu gets it to the blue line. It's held in by Nichols. Giovinazzo in the corner. Taken away by Reed. Gerardo up the boards. Taken away by Anderson from Wanik. Anderson in. Trigger tries to clear. Rupra holds at the blue line. Anderson, long shot through traffic, hits the skate of Bronwyn Trigger. Brown in the corner. Dug free by Knox Gerardo. Trigger now in the corner. Up for Giovinazzo. Rupra will send it back in behind the net, and Trigger will go back for it. Trigger to center. Rupra grabs it, sends it back in. Giovinazzo on the boards. And that will be sent down. Rupra in a race for it with Wanik. Rupra gets to it first. Sends it up the ice. Ponto gets it back down. And now Trigger will send it to the left side. Jonah Humphreys at the point. Can't keep it in. Anderson pressured by Lena Gerardo. Gerardo sends it over to Humphreys on the right side. Partridge back for Humphreys. Banks it off the boards to himself and sends it in behind the Eagles' net. Humphreys again, taken by Thomas Yu. Yu behind the net. Yu up for Schmidt. Taken away. And back in comes Trois. Isaac Trois to the middle. Lino Gerardo banks off her stick. Now it's in the corner. Brendan Caters gets it out to center, and Aiden Partridge will go back for it. Puck goes behind the net with 3:50 left in the period, and Adair to bank it up to Gerardo. That goes past Gerardo, and that will be icing against the Trails West Wolves. Face off in the Trails West zone. Just quick shot by Brown off the draw is sent wide. Oscar King up the left comes in offside. And they will bring the face off outside the zone. Reed racing to it. Townsend tries to chip it in. Cooper Edwards digging for it in the corner. Finally sent out and picked up by Reese Watton. Watton around for Kane, picks it up. In the corner. Eventually, Nayar tried to circle back, knocked away from his stick. Nayar back within the corner. Goes around. Tries to center in front. Knocks off the stick of McCutcheon. Kane. Behind the net. Nayar over to get it. McCutcheon sends it back up. And Kane will rim it around the boards. Bradley Wang. Cross ice pass to Townsend. That gets hit away by Amadio Reed. Holmes in the corner. Gets it up to Kane at the blue line. That's taken away by Bradley Wang. Cross ice feed to Warnick. Gets tipped away by Reed. Back in comes Knox Gerardo. Long shot into the shoulder of Elder, who holds. 1:30 left in the first period. Daniel Yu behind the Carter Ponto beside his own net. Shoots it up. Gerardo can't get it from Edwards. Brown, rather. Giovinazzo now behind the net. Giovinazzo up to Warnick. Harrison Warnick gets it at the center, and it is shot back in by Harnor Rupra. Giovinazzo up to Harrison Warnick. Stretch pass. Rupra in on it, and that is a beautiful pad save by Samuel Elder, stretching across to stop Harrison Warnick on the partial breakaway. And there's going to be a penalty against Harnor Rupra for the Eagles. So the Wolves will have a power play for 28 seconds until the period ends. Shot by Isaac Twa, deflects wide, back to the line for Bronwyn Trigger. Lino Gerardo tries to get it up to the net. That's taken away by Schmidt. And Carter Ponto. That ends the first period. The Wolves and the Eagles tied 0-0 after 20. And the Wolves will have a minute 32 seconds of power play time when the second arrives. And it is the second period between the Confederation Eagles and Imperial's West Wolves. The Wolves start the period with 131 in fire play time. Wolves send it into the Eagles zone. Bravo around to get it. Stopped at the blue line by Adair. Can't quite manage to keep it in. Sends it back through. Yu gets it up into the Eagles zone. Brought back out by Nichols. Adair will go behind the net. In the corner. The one there by Caters, who loses the puck to Oscar King. King in on the right against Holmes. King tries a sharp angle shot that goes behind the net, and it is sent down the length of the ice. Townsend leaves it in the corner for Nichols. Nichols up to center. Intercepted there by Edwards. And Adair back around with it. Nayar in the forecheck. Pressures Adair. Adair goes off the skate of Knox Gerardo. And he gets it out to Wannick. Harrison Wannick at center. Wannick over to the right. Mario Reed blocks that. And Reed gets it out the blue line. Wannick through center. Shoot over the net. Jackson Giovinazzo goes behind the net. Reed. Edwards in the corner, and that is offside on the Wolves. Anderson wins it back to Reed, taken away by Gerardo. And then it gets sent back into the Wolves' end. No icing. McCutcheon behind the net. Chips up the boards. Anderson is there to send it back behind. Carter Ponto up to Giovinazzo. That goes up to Wannick. Wannick sends it down to the far corner. Now we'll go back to Ponto. Oh, wide open net for Gerardo in front. Can't get the finish on that. Wannick back to the blue line. That goes into the corner. Giovinazzo. Reed gets that puck. And Wannick gets it through the middle. Wannick turns and shoots. Elder saves that one. Wannick, another try. Elder catches that with his arm and knocks it down. Spectacular save by Samuel Elder on a shot from Harrison Wannick. Face off to the right of Elder. Partridge through center ice gets it down to Reese Watton. Watton over to Troyes. Sends it up for Gerardo. Puck caught in the skates of Yu and is eventually sent over to the right side. Humphreys chips it in. Ethan Schmidt there. Get it back up to the point. And now Watton sends it back in deep. Daniel Yu tries to get it out. Watton again. Another shot. It's ricocheted onto goal. Elder guides it to the side. Daniel Yu behind the net. Over to Schmidt. Schmidt gets it to U at Edward U at center, and he puts it behind the Wolves' net. Partridge tries to get it past Rupert at center. Caters. Over to the boards, taken out by Trois. Isaac Trois tries a shot that's deflected. And then Elder with the save on the rebound at the side of the net. And Elder holds for the whistle. 15-15 left in the second period. Face off in the Eagles zone. Puck ricochets to the corner. Edward Yu gets to that. Kept in at the line by Emmett Nichols. Back in for Bradley Wang. Tries to send that to the front. And that is intercepted. No. Cooper Edwards sends it up. Long shot in. Deflected to the side by Townsend. Bradley Wang back with it. Wang stops, waits. Is hit from behind by Yu, knocking the puck off its stick. And Yu will go back into the corner. Edward Yu. Across. And Bronwyn Trigger will get it back to center. Steal by Wang. Gives it over to Aiden Townsend. Townsend in. Shoots right into the glove of Samuel Elder. Shot off the face-off by Harrison Wanick. Caught by Elder. Face-off in the Eagles' end. Wanick, another shot that goes off the side of the net this time. Behind the net is Giovinazzo. Anderson gets it up for Brown. Intercepted by Carter Ponto, who sends it back in. And Kane will go back to that one. Reed up the side. Kept in by Gerardo before it's brought back. Anderson to the middle. Giovinazzo bounces off his stick. Now Scotland Adair up to Giovinazzo. Brings it to Harrison Wanick up to center. Wanick gets cut off the puck by Oliver Anderson. Giovinazzo tries to get down. That's knocked off by Anderson. Anderson now comes to center. Gets pushed off the puck by Partridge. Anderson back on it. And Giovinazzo at center gets it over to Wanick. Reed in. Sends it back out. Gets free to Gerardo. Knocks Gerardo. Tries the shot. Pushed off the puck by Kane. And back for it is Ewan McCutcheon. McCutcheon into the middle for Gerardo. She couldn't reach that. And it's back to Partridge in the Wolves' end. 12:06 remaining in the second period. The score is still 0-0 between Confederate and Trails West. Good shot on goal there. Good save by Townsend. Twa in the corner. Gets it to center ice. Caters. Long shot, and that is held by Townsend. Caters in alone on Townsend. Pad save. Starfish is in the crease, and looks like it's under him. Townsend with the stop. $11:35 remaining in the first period. Twa tries to get away from Holmes. Holmes pokes it towards the front of the net. Taken away and back to Twa. Rupra from the blue line gets the puck in. Rupra around. Sharp angled shot. Stopped by Townsend. Daniel Yu back at the line. Another shot that deflects off of Reese Watton. And Nina Gerardo will send it down to the red line. Rupra sends it up the boards. Humphreys intercepts that. And it's sent back to the blue line. Watton, shot that tipped down and covered up by Samuel Elder. Elder guides that puck behind the net. Yu pushes it up the boards. And it comes back to Bronwyn Trigger. Brabble into center for Anderson. Anderson over. Tries to center. That bounces off. Goes to King. King now up the left side. Goes around Brabble. King. Backhand shot. Goes wide. Deflected off the stick of Edward Yu. Anderson pokes the puck down the boards. Gets to Holmes. Alexander Holmes up the right side. Shadowed by King. Yu. Shot on net. Townsend kicks that out with the pad and gets the whistle. 9:56 left in the second period. Yu with a shot towards the net, goes behind for Adair. Adair goes up to Giovinazzo, and that gets sent back down. Partridge behind the net now. Partridge up the left side, up to Wanek. Wanek centering pass to Giovinazzo. And Brabble sends it back down to the center line. Yu up to Caters. Caters in, over to Yu. That shot deflected off a foot. Yu. Wide of the net. And Thomas Yu will go in to get it. Taken now behind the net. Giovinazzo coming up the right side. Giovinazzo tries to center it. Bounces off the pad of Elder and out to center. Adair back for it. Adair over to Partridge. Flips it up the boards. Picked up by Knox Gerardo. Gerardo trying to center. No one home. Back at the line. McCutcheon Sends it down. And it's taken out by Schmidt up to Caters at center ice. Caters in. Long shot. Gloved and held by Benjamin Townsend. Off the draw, sent down by the Wolves. Kane flips it out of the Eagles' zone. Holmes after it on the boards. Nichols gets it back for McCutcheon. And McCutcheon will send it up, tipped into center by Gerardo. Kane back in. Down in the corner, Nichols will go grab it. And Edwards digging for it. Gets pushed up the boards. Holmes keeps it in. Gets back to Nichols. And Nichols sends it to the opposing blue line. Kane, again, knocked down by Trois. Trois over to Gerardo. Humphreys in. Long shot that hits Kane. Trois to the front of the net. Blocked again. Edwards now. Up with Schmidt. Nayar, rather. Edwards with Nayar. And Humphreys will take it away from Edwards. Humphreys now. One-on-one versus Kane. Tries a shot that's blocked by the Kane stick. Now Humphreys was tripped into the boards, and that will be a tripping call against Confederation. And it will be number 15, Alexander Holmes, going through the penalty box for tripping. Aiden Townsend sends it into the Eagles' end. Anderson coming up with it. Derek Anderson sends it behind the net, picked up back there by Reese Watton. Watton over to the side. Aiden Townsend. Daniel Yu now coming up through center. Yu with speed down the left. One-on-one with Partridge. Yu tries a shot that deflects off the stick of Watton. Townsend now. Can't get the puck past Rupra. Keeps it in. Collected now by Wang. Wang around. Going through center. Wang. Around Rupra. Wang. Shot. Tries to shoot high. Over the net. Rebound knocked aside by Elder. Sent down by Hudson Brown. Stretch pass up for Knox Gerardo. Gerardo. Up the middle. Watton tries to get it past Yu. Watton. Back to Partridge. Fans on that shot. And Gerardo tries a backhand shot. That goes wide of the net. And that is sent down into the Wolves' end for a icing call with 4:20 left in the second period. The score is still 0-0 between the Wolves and the Eagles. Puck down to the line. Kept in by Trois. Trois with a long shot, blocked in front. And barely keeping it in is Ponto. Down to Trois. Taken away there by Schmidt. Bronwyn triggered at the Wolves line. Sends it up for Lena Gerardo. Jonah Humphreys now on the left side. Humphreys in. Shoots. Wide. Trois. Shot to the net gets deflected. And now Caters down the left. Caters being pressured by Ponto. Ponto behind the net, sends it up. Humphreys gets the puck taken by Nayar. Nayar sends it over to Schmidt. Schmidt in on the right. Attempted shot by Caters goes wide of the net. And Reed over to Nayar. Nayar, puck slides off his stick. Caters tries to get it through, sends it wide. And that is taken now by Isaac Trois. Trois to Gerardo. Back to Trois. Reed pushes him up the puck. Trois maintaining possession. Now Nayar gets it. Nayar down the left side. Sends it behind. Adair. Back in the zone, Adair. Up. Gets intercepted by Holmes. Now it's King. Oscar King with a long shot. Gloved and held by Samuel Elder with 2:43 remaining in the second period. Nayar behind the net. Kept in by Adair. Out the line. Adair down behind. Bradley Wang. Picked up by Rupra in the corner. Rupra. Wheels around. Rupra. King puts it back in. Daniel Yu pushes it to the boards. Holmes for the Eagles brings it in. Daniel Yu, long shot deflected, gets wide. And that's high sticked by Yu, and the whistle will go as Rupra touches up. Giovinazzo down in the corner, sends it to the goal where it's covered up by Elder. Face off to the right of Elder with 1:34 remaining in the second period. Anderson up the right side. Push to the middle. Yu gets it down to Brown, but that is offside at the line. Face off won by Confederation. Brown in with a shot that deflects off of McCutcheon. McCutcheon up to Giovinazzo. That gets deflected back down. Brown. Race for it. Giovinazzo with a shot. Goes barely wide. Now Partridge, another shot that gets deflected. And back down into the zone for a whistle, icing against the Eagles. "45 seconds left in the period. Twa tries to get a shot. That's deflected. Kept in at the line by Trigger. Twa to the side. And Caters now. Stretch pass for you misses. And that will be icing against Confederation. 20 seconds left. Quick shot by Twa is deflected to the side. Caters. And Trigger down as the seconds tick off in the second period, weighing over to Twa as the horn sounds on a 0-0 game through 2 periods of play. third period between the Confederation Eagles and Imperials West Wolves. After 2 periods, the score is tied still at 0-0. Rupra misses the puck at the side. Picked up by Aiden Townsend. Daniel Yu behind the net. Tries to get away from Bradley Wang. Townsend on it again. Gets it to the front, and that is intercepted and sent down by Rupra. Adair back to it. Adair up to King. And that's poked out by Wang now. Wang chips up the boards. Rupra is there. Backhands it down. Rupert on the boards again with Townsend. Gets down to the Wolves zone. Daniel Yu keeps it at the blue line. Up to Holmes. Tied up and Adair. Up to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo back to Adair. There. Holds. Skates up the left side. And puts it down. Rupra behind the net. Daniel Yu gets it to center, and that's put back to Knox Gerardo by Giovinazzo. Nayar back in for the Eagles. Sends it around. Anderson back to Brabble. 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 The side. Edward Yu. And covered at the net by Samuel Elder. $17:30 remaining in the third period. Long shot from the point by Isaac Twa. Knocked down by Elder and held. Brown gets it taken away by Twa at the line. Anderson picks it up. Gerardo goes after Anderson, gets it again. And that is intercepted by Humphreys. Humphreys down the left side. Tries the back pass. Humphreys again on the right this time. Picked up by Twa. Humphreys gets it back to the blue line where Reese Watton tries a shot deflected off of Kane's glove. Humphreys with a shot to the corner. Twa fighting for the puck. Kane puts the puck back down the ice, no icing. That was missed by Aiden Partridge. Partridge now behind his own net. Anderson over to Caters. That shot deflects off the pad of Townsend. Kane back, shot over the net. Twa on the boards. Tries to get out to center, kept in by Amadio Reed. And Watton will go back for it. Caters in the corner. Stolen by Watton. Reese Watton. Long shot, gloved and held by Samuel Elder. Bradley Wang with a shot towards the net. That gets deflected. Daniel Yu up the right side. Yu Bronwyn trigger. Gets it to center. Gets shot in on Townsend. Townsend leaves it for Ponto. Carter Ponto. Puck back into the Wolf zone. Thomas Yu on the boards, challenged by Bradley Wang. Wang comes up with it. Wang puts it around Daniel Yu. Rupra back to it. Yu. Wang up for Townsend. Tries to get short side. Shot doesn't get through. Townsend back behind the net. In front for Wang. That deflects off of Elder. Oscar King gets it back to the blue line. Bronwyn Trigger keeps it in. Daniel Yu deflects it off the glass. That is offside for the Wolves, so they have to tag up as Brendan Caters brings it out to center. And the Eagles bring it in offside with 14:22 remaining in the third period. Holmes puts it in for Nayar. Varabel now puts it in deep. Nichols back for it. Up the boards. Gets caught at the line. Long shot in. Stopped and covered by Townsend. Behind the Wolves' net. Giovinazzo up to the right side. Tags up Watton with a shot stopped by Elder. Face off to the left of the Eagles' net. Anderson fights for it off the face-off. Gathered up by Humphreys. Blocked in the corner by Amadio Reed. Brown sends it in deep. Turns into icing. Face off won by the Eagles. Back down to the line. Kept in by McCutcheon. Tipped on net. Good save by Elder through a screen. Partridge tries to jam it back up. Put in by Anderson. Twa at the line. Fighting with Reed. Twa gets it free to Gerardo. Gerardo up against Kane. In the corner, Gerardo gets it free for Twa. Back to the blue line. Shot by Reese Watton. Goes wide of the net. Watton goes over his stick out to center. Brown now into the Wolves zone. Shot into the corner. Wanick there. Picked up by Bradley Wang. Wang out up left wing. Rupra poked the puck away off his stick, and it's back to Reese Watton. Yu Goes over. And beautiful sprawling save by Townsend coming across the net. Trigger now. Trigger out to center. Bronwyn Trigger. Tries to get it past Rupert. Deflects off its skate. Caters. Back. Deflects to Wang in center. And he dumps it in behind the net. 11:25 remaining in the third period. Daniel Yu up for Ethan Schmidt, kept in the line by Wang and flicked in by Wannick. Schmidt across to Caters. Caters off to center with it. Caters over the line, waits, shoots. And rebound for Niar, stopped and held by Townsend for a whistle. Holmes wins the draw. Scramble in front. Shot by Edwards. Deflected wide of the net. Giovinazzo up to Wannick. That gets intercepted by Daniel Yu. Upra now on the side. And it'll go down to Holmes, who bats it back up the boards. Niar. Over to Harrison Wannick. Wannick. Toe drag. Up the left wing. Tries a shot. Knocked off his stick by Holmes. Gerardo sends it back. Deflected to the boards at center. Holmes digging for it. Niar finally gets it. Niar into the Wolf zone. Pushed out by Knox Gerardo. Back behind the net is Carter Ponto. Ponto. Pass misses everyone at center. Goes down into the Eagles' end. Long stretch pass. Doesn't connect. Adair to center. Gerardo loses the puck to Brown. Brown goes in after it. Gets to the front. Anderson with a shot. Pad save by Townsend. Another save. Puck is loose in front. Gerardo in the corner. Anderson gets it. Tries to center. Blocked by Adair. Brown again hits the side of the net. Bravo with the shot now. That goes high and into the net. Bennett Bravo with a shot from the blue line. Drops behind Townsend, and the Eagles lead 3-1. 1-0, rather. 8:45 remaining in the third period. Face off at center, won by Giovinazzo. Isaac Trois, rather. Won by Isaac Trois. Anderson. Down behind the net. Kane tries to keep it in. Gerardo knocks it out to Trois. Trois. Anderson. Can't get it past Humphreys. Kane with a Reed behind the net. Reed. Twa gets that pass. Anderson. Anderson now. Left wing. Shot goes wide of the net. McCutcheon. Weaving through the zone. Up to center. Coming in on the right wing. Being pressured by Thomas Yu. Attempted shot from the blue line gets blocked in front. Brown. Poked away by Bradley Wang. Nichols back to get it. Nichols intercepted by Yu. And that's over to the left board. 7:10 remaining in the third period. Kane sends a shot to net, pushed aside by Townsend. Twa gets it up the ice. Kane gives chase. Bradley Wang in on the forecheck. Kane gets it up to Caters in the middle. Partridge over to Townsend. Reed back to Holmes. And Kane back on it. Wang comes in offside. Bulls have to take up. And Bradley Wang down the side now. Goes behind the net for icing. 6:12 left. The faceoff will come into the Wolves' end. Daniel Yu at the line. Shot deflected into Bronwyn Trigger. Wang now. Bradley Wang tries to chip it past Daniel Yu. Rupra misses the shot up the boards. Yu behind the net. Goes up for Nayar. That deflects back towards the back of the zone. Townsend with a Rupra on the boards. That gets picked up by Hudson Brown and sent to Holmes towards the net, blocked by Bronwyn Trigger. Rabble behind the net, puts it up to Nayar. And Rabble goes behind the Eagles' net. Rabble up to Nayar on the boards. Kept in up the line by Watton. Watton down for Warnick. That gets Warnick in. Short angle shot. Elder on it. Scramble for the puck. Gets sent out. Adair's on it. Elder is down. And the goal does not count. Trails West coaches asking for an explanation from the referee as the trainer attends to Eagles goaltender Samuel Elder. Seems to be up and ready to continue the game. 4:21 remaining in the third period. Face off in the Eagles' end. Behind the net, Giovinazzo passes it over to Watton, over to Giovinazzo. Tries to get to pass up front. Goalie out for Trails West. Shot by Scotland Adair. Gerardo tries to get it in. We have a penalty, a tripping call. And it will be tripping on Mario Reed of Confederation. Daniel Yu behind the net. Yu pressured at the boards, kept in at the line by McCutcheon. McCutcheon. Puck that gets deflected and Elder covers. Puck lifted out by the Eagles. Back to retrieve it. It's McCutcheon. Townsend gives it to Carter Ponto at the side. Taken by Humphreys. Humphreys into center. Has Gerardo with him. Humphreys taken down. Kane behind the net. 57 seconds left to go in the Eagles' penalty. Ponto up to Twa. Twa over to Bradley Wang. Humphreys gathers it at center. In on the left wing. Ponto into the zone. Tries to go around the defender. Brabble. Wanek in. Arm is up, and it's going to be a penalty against Trails West for tripping. It'll be Oscar King for Trails West going into the box. 2 minutes for tripping. 4-on-4 for 16 seconds with 2:12 left in the period. One trigger behind the net, can't get it out. Kane. Shot that deflects into the corner. Ponto sends it all the way down. Icing against the Wolves. Face off to the right of Ben Townsend. Kept in by Edward Yu. Behind the net comes Nichols. Kane at center. Pushes it back down. Bronwyn trigger. Up for Wannick. Wannick in on the wing. Wannick shoots. And that is held by Samuel Elder. 113 left in the Wolves penalty. 124 left in the period. Face off in the Eagles zone. Behind the back shot by Wannick out to face off. Pad stop by Elder. Face off chip to the corner. Mario Reed. Reed sends it down. And that'll be icing against the Wolves. 55-second left in the Wolves penalty. 107 on the clock. Timeout called by the Trails West Wolves. Face-off will be in the Eagles zone. Wannick. Shot goes wide over the net. Reese Watton gets the puck poked away by Brown. Partridge back in. Gerardo at center. 46 seconds left in the period. Wannick chips it up, net empty for the Wolves. Anderson shoots wide, not enough for icing. Reese Watton will collect it back. Jackson Giovinazzo gets it back into the zone. Partridge up for Wannick. Tries behind the back. Anderson chips it past Partridge. Partridge slips. Anderson goes into the corner. 10 seconds left in period. 1-0 Confederation Eagles. Wannick with 5 seconds left. Trips. Puck is behind the net. And this is going to wind down with a 1-0 victory for the Confederation Eagles. The difference maker, a goal by Bennett Vrabel early in the third period. And they will advance to the semifinals, as well as the Wolves. And pinpointed by a spectacular game by Samuel Elder in net. Gets the shutout. Heart and Hustle Award goes to number 6 on the Wolves, Isaac Twa. Wolves MVP, number 1, Benjamin Townsend. Spectacular all game. Confederation Eagles Heart and Hustle Award. Number 3, Bennett Rabble. And the player of the game for the Confederation Eagles, Samuel Elder, with the shutout to get his team into the semifinals. And that concludes pool play in the U13D tournament.